When a wealthy widow hired me to trace her family history, I never expected it would lead me to an old hotel tucked away in the Swiss Alps. A hotel that, according to every source I found afterward, has been shut down for years. But that night, I wasn't the only one inside. Right after college, I started working as a genealogist. People pay me to dig into their family histories, birth records, death certificates, newspaper clippings, that kind of stuff. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and I'm good at it. A few weeks ago, a millionaire widow reached out to me. She said her parents had emigrated from a small town in Switzerland, but that's all she really knew, just names and a vague place of birth. But when I tried to look it up, there was nothing. No records, no digital archives, no birth registries, nothing. So I told her I'd have to go there myself. She agreed instantly and covered the trip. Switzerland was beautiful. Endless mountain ranges, foggy valleys, roads that twist like ribbons around the cliffs. But as I drove higher into the Alps, a wall of thick fog swallowed everything in front of me. Visibility dropped to barely 20 feet. I couldn't see the curves of the road until I was already in them. There were sheer drops on either side. I started thinking maybe I'd just pull over and sleep in my car for the night. But then, just as the fog began to thin, I saw it, a hotel sitting right off the road. Hotel Belvedere in faded red paint on the side. There was a small parking lot across the road. I pulled in and walked up. Inside, it was old wood paneling, iron fixtures, the kind of place that feels stuck in another time. Behind the front desk stood an older man, probably late 60s. He looked up at me, almost annoyed. "Speak English?" I asked. "A little," he replied. "You want room?" I said yes. 125 francs. Okay. I handed him the cash. Then he hesitated. "You're the only guest tonight," he said. "I'm the owner. I don't want to stay here overnight. If you stay alone. Okay?" I nodded. That didn't seem weird, probably didn't want to waste time waiting on empty rooms. But then he said, "One thing. If you stay, you lock your door all night. Cannot leave room. Okay?" I agreed. He handed me an old iron key. Room 7, top floor. The room was just as old as the lobby, heavy furniture, dusty sink, and a tiny balcony with an amazing view down the valley. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, just silence. I tried to sleep, but the jet lag was hitting hard. And then, like any idiot left alone in a spooky old hotel, I decided to explore. Across the hall, the room was unlocked. Inside was thick with dust. Spiderwebs in the corners. It looked like no one had touched it in years. I walked up to the window and rubbed a clean spot on the glass. This side of the hotel faced up the mountain. And there they were, 30 figures, standing motionless on the road above the hotel, each holding a candle. Some were holding sighs. They didn't move, didn't speak, but somehow I knew they were staring right at me. And then they started walking toward the hotel. I slammed the door shut and ran back to my room, locked it, grabbed the only thing I could use as a weapon, a heavy glass from the sink. Then I heard it. The front door, slamming open, footsteps on the stairs, coming toward my room. The handle turned. Fists pounded the door, but the lock held. I ran onto the balcony, climbed the railing, and jumped to the next room's balcony. Right as my door burst open behind me, I heard them go through everything, ripping apart my backpack, flipping my bed. But no voices, not a single word. I stayed out there until morning. When the sun finally rose, I climbed back through. My room had been destroyed. My laptop smashed. My clothes torn to pieces. I grabbed my keys and drove. Didn't stop until I reached the city. That's when I looked it up. Hotel Belvedere has been closed since 1991. So who gave me a key? Who took my money? And who was inside that hotel with me? Have you ever stayed somewhere that just felt wrong? Let me know in the comments. And whatever you do tonight, lock your door. So, my first night working the graveyard shift at the Evergreen Hotel, I found this piece of paper waiting for me at the front desk. Across the top, written in thick black Sharpie, were the words, "Rules for Employment." At first, I laughed. I mean, haunted hotel rules? Come on. It had to be some kind of weird hazing thing for new hires. But it's 3 a.m. now, and I just realized I broke one of the rules. A big one. And now, something's not right. Right when I got there, I asked the girl I was taking over for Amelia about the note. "What's this?" I asked. "Just the rules," she said. No eye contact, just zipped up her bag. Like, don't steal towels and stuff. She gave this awkward smile. Yeah, stuff like that. Then muttered something as she walked away. "Sorry, what was that?" I asked. But she was already halfway across the parking lot. If I'm still here, of course I'd still be here. My shift ended at 7 a.m. What, did she think I'd bail? I shook my head, grabbed the paper, and read through the list. 1. One free snack per shift. Anything else comes out of your paycheck. 2. Don't use the elevator between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. 3. If you see a tall man with a red suitcase, don't make eye contact. Check him into room 231 and send him on his way. 4. If you hear someone crying for help in the pool area after midnight, go back to the office and lock the door. 5. Never enter room 404. Ever. 6. If someone says the tap water's black or sticky, call the owner immediately. 7. Check IDs of all cleaning crew in the morning. If they're not on the roster, don't let them in. 8. No Bibles in the rooms. We keep one in the back for guests to read in the lobby only. 9. If the system shows vacancies on the 6th floor, ignore it. We don't have a 6th floor. 10. Don't eat the cookies. They're for guests only. Seriously? What is this? A creepypasta starter pack. I figured someone was trying to freak me out. Nice try. Little after 3. I was in the back playing StarCraft, sipping bad coffee. Yeah, supposed to be doing paperwork. Whatever. Ding. There it was again. The desk bell. I got up, stretched, walked out to the front. He was just standing there. Tall guy. Thin. Suit. Red suitcase by his feet. The man from the list. I looked away immediately, not making eye contact. I'm competitive like that. If they're pulling some prank, I'm not gonna flinch. Pulled up the computer, typed in room 213, printed the key card. Looked back up, and no footsteps. No sound. He was just there. Then I saw the suitcase again. It wasn't red. It was white, but soaked dripping with something dark. Bloody. Thick. It was pooling under the wheels. I told myself, prank. Fake blood, right? Shaking, I slid the keycard across the counter. He grabbed it, rolled the suitcase across the lobby. I didn't hear a thing. When I finally looked back down, the floor was clean. No stain, no puddle, no trace dot. Then the elevator dinged. And I swear seconds later, I heard people running above me. Loud, fast. Dozens of footsteps. The phone lit up. Rooms 202, 207, 218. All from the 2nd floor, and that's when I saw it. Check him into room 231. I had checked him into 213. I messed up. Because of my dyslexia, I might have just let something loose in the hotel. I thought this was just some dumb game. Just a joke on the new guy. But I think I made a mistake I can't undo. And I don't know if I'll make it to sunrise. If you ever start a new job, and they hand you a list of strange rules, read every word twice, or you might end up like me. They checked in after midnight, but they weren't human. Have you ever felt like something seemed off? Like a smile that was too perfect? Or a family that felt just a little too quiet? This story comes from someone who worked the graveyard shift at a hotel. And after that night, They never worked a night job again. I've never told anyone this before. I used to work night shifts at a well-known hotel chain. The pay sucked, but I liked the peace. The hotel was in a sketchy part of town. We'd get all kinds of people. Drunks, druggies, and the occasional guy paying cash for a night with someone who wasn't his wife. But that night, a family walked in. It was just before midnight check-in cutoff. They walked in smiling, the whole family. Mom, dad, son, daughter. Not a wrinkle out of place. No luggage, no jackets, just smiles. The dad came up to the desk. He said their name was Marley. His name? Bob. Yeah, Bob Marley. I chuckled. He didn't. He just stared at me deadpan. Like the name meant nothing to him. The rest of them didn't say a word. I asked if they had plans in town. Bob looked at my mama tag. No plans, Kelly, he said. Then he just froze. Like a statue. Smile still plastered on his face. The wife stared right through me, like she was watching something behind my head. And the kids? Still. No fidgeting, no whining, no asking for snacks or sleep. Just frozen. Hands behind their backs. Smiling. I gave Bob the key. Told them the room number. They didn't move. You need help finding your room? I asked, trying to stay calm. No. Thank you, Kelly, Bob said. We're parched. We'd like a drink. I pointed to the minibar in their room. Told them it was stocked. They didn't move. No. Even the little girl. This time, she wasn't smiling. That's when I felt it. Real fear creeping up my spine. Then, salvation walked in, or so I thought. Jasper, a harmless drunk who came by most nights, stumbled in, laughing. Cal, tell me I'm not too late for the bar. I tried to signal with my eyes. Help me. He didn't notice. The kids turned toward him, hands still behind their backs. They walked over. He laughed. You two should be… No. They leapt at him like animals. Face first. They tore him apart with their mouths, their faces, never unclasping their hands. It was impossible. Wrong. George, the doorman, ran in. He shot the girl. Bob didn't even flinch. He walked up to George, and with both hands, tore his head clean off. The wife joined in. She ripped Jasper open, pulled out something from inside, and fed it to her son. She squeezed it like a juice box. Yellow fluid dripped into the boy's mouth. I wanted to scream, or run, or faint, but I just froze. We only wanted a drink, Bob said. Then they walked out, taking the girl's corpse with them. Police arrived. I showed them the signature, Mr. Marley. I showed them the CCTV footage, but the Marleys weren't on it. Just me standing there, handing out a key, and 2 corpses in the lobby. I never went back. Started a new life. Yoga instructor. New city. Then last week, I got a postcard. Same handwriting as that damn signature. Hi, Kelly. It's been a while since we saw you. We've had another child to replace the one we lost. She's so parched. We'll be coming back for that drink you owe us soon. Signed, the Marleys. I don't know why they didn't kill me, but I think I know now. They weren't done. If you ever see a family checking in late, perfectly dressed, smiling too wide, please, don't give them a room. Subscribe for more true horror stories. Drop your theory below. Who do you think the Marleys really are? And remember, some guests never leave.